I've had a headache for 2 fucking hours. Oh my god. It's just, you know, I don't even know what to say. Working at the Rage Room, genuinely, sometimes you wonder, is it even worth the money? Okay, because not only do I have to deal with crazies, now it's the coworkers that are driving me crazy too. You know? Oh my god. People always say, you know, how do you remain so kind? How do you remain so level-headed at work? And, you know, I don't really always know how to tell them my secret, because I feel like it's not genuine, because I'm not actually all that level-headed or whatever. I'm not clear-minded. I'm actually not having the time of my life. I'm really not enjoying this. But people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. So this guy, let's just say his name's Toby, whatever. I don't know why I always make the weird names. Toby. This guy, you know, he's just trying to have a good day, and then this guy shows up, you know. Oh, I work today as well. Really? Because I checked the schedule. You weren't supposed to be here today. Oh, that's the reason I took the shift, because you weren't going to be there. You know, this Toby dude shows up. And I love to talk at work, you know. But let me tell you, man, this guy, there's always that one person that loves these sort of weird kind of references that make no sense to anyone, you know. The worst ones are always those people with the memes, because I don't know what you're talking about. He'll say something like, do you know the Stubba meme? And I'm like, what? No, I don't know that. He'll be like, dude, this guy, he holds a water bottle and he goes, Stubba, and then he throws it and it bounces. And I'm just like, dude, I've never heard of that in my whole life. I've never heard of that in my whole life. Why would I know about that? Why would I know about that? How is that even, what is even the joke? And he'll do this constantly. Oh, you don't know the blee guy? And I'll be like, no, I don't know the blee guy. What is that? And he's like, oh, he taps his feet and he goes blee. It's a super funny video. And I'm just like, whatever you say, man. And it's just like this over and over. And I always wonder, like, are you only doing this to me? Like, do you talk like this to everyone? You know, I wonder, do you go up to the supervisor and say this crap? Oh, blee, man, you know him? Because I don't know him. I don't know him at all. I've never heard of these people in my life. This isn't even remotely like, and people love, like, some people love to share things that they know of and make references, but just out of nowhere, that have nothing to do with anything. Oh my god, and it's super tiring. How do I tell you that I have no idea what the hell you're talking about? And sometimes even when I barely have an inkling of an idea, I'll just pretend to know more than I do, because I don't want you to explain it to me, because I don't care. I don't care. Oh, do you know that one song by this one guy named something, whose cousin inspired his brother to introduce him to blah, 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 and it just keeps going? No, I don't know that guy. I'm sorry, I don't know that guy. People expect you to have watched every movie, played every video game, read every piece of literature, looked at every single painting from the Renaissance up until now, you know, and all these internet memes. Like, no, I don't know. And then they'll look at you like, I can't believe you haven't heard of this dude. And then I wonder, why do I always have a migraine? Why does my head always hurt? I wonder. It's you. You're the reason. And you know, all I really want to do, what I'm doing at the Rage Room, is I'm standing there and I'm watching the people break things, and I don't want them to go overboard or anything, so I have to watch them from behind a plastic table to make sure that they're following the rules. And you know, he'll sometimes stand next to me and watch someone else on the other side, back. His back is turned. His back is. back to back. Okay, back on track. You ever play Geometry Dash? Bang. Anyway, and we'll talk, but this time, it's just these references make no sense. Then he picks up the water bottle and he starts, I don't even know what's in there, and it's all green, and he starts like bouncing it and doing bottle flips. And I'm like, dude, can you stop doing that? We're working right now. And he's like, no, dude, just chill. And he'll do this for like way longer than he should. He's like, you haven't heard of the Jibba 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 Man? He does this with the bottle. I'm like, dude, why are you doing it, man? We're at work right now. And he's like throwing it at the floor and like doing it over and over. My God. Like, no, I don't know. I don't know what that is, and I don't know what you're doing. And it doesn't even matter even if I did know what you were doing. Why are you doing it? I don't get it. I don't know. And the question is do I look that nice that I'm like an easy target for you to, just completely ruin me? Is that it? Or what's going on? I don't, like, why? Because if you guys know, you should tell me so that I can figure out what to change. Also, this fuck-ass tree. I park under a tree, barely even under the tree. Sap all over my windshield, everywhere. But it's like little tiny dots of sap, so you can't really tell that it's there. But if you're dissociating, they're gone. But when you lock in, when you open your eyes to focus, you notice all the little dots on your windshield. And it's super annoying. Why even put a tree with sap in a parking lot? Why would you do that? I don't want to sponge off my car every time I get in to drive. Is that so unreasonable that I don't want to constantly wash my car? But yeah, anyway, this guy is, he's a little strange. Sometimes, if I could just... But the thing is like, this isn't just coworkers. There's so many people who act the same way. They do the same things. They ask the same questions. Except I can choose not to be around them for the most part. Whereas at work, I can't go anywhere. It's quite a turn there. I don't know. I guess I just, I'm trying to vent a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, guys. That's all I really have for you there. I'm not happy right now. It could be worse, I guess. It could be worse. I felt like there was something else I had to say, but I just lost it. It was on the tip of my tongue. I don't know. But it's better I just stop rambling and cut it short. Give me a Hail Mary, maybe 20 seconds, and I'll think of it. Otherwise, have a great day. Let's see.